see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out FELD Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
We can step closer now?
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice.
Okay.
FELD Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. FELD Electrical. You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Okay, why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin, gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before, when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Shivers, impossible. Listen to the wind, and can we see that please for a sec? Okay, so 97%, +3 found the empty trap, heard Lena's true story, reconstructed execution, confronted the pigs. Come on, just know Snake Eyes and we'll be good, okay? We'll be good.
Even though
There we
you're
are.
sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here? Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her? What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least.
Yes.
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too.
And we should look into this building.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Okay, and if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him, at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
Yes.
An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast.
Is this the same thing again? Sure.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
And where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me, we've looked everywhere else. Ever since I woke up, maybe even before, I've been getting these strange cold spells. Sure.
Good, good. Yes. Cold spells. So basically your hangover is telling you she's down there?
Call it a gut feeling.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
There is a ladder next to the sign. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Okay.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
I will. There's something, but I'll try the ladder first. Let's hope we
The
don't
rusty
die.
ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the
The
situation.
distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp.
That's not
In
good.
addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
190, I'm a giant.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle?
Something more subtle?
What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport? You're not ready to do this yet. Screw it, let's do it.
Teleportation is not a thing.
Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit? Teleportation is a thing, it just needs a bit of concentration. It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Let's give it a shot. 92% sounds good. We saw Tiago climbing.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate.
I'm ready to heal
Darkness
myself.
enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is
Do it.
zoot, zap, ow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, master the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
What do I hear?
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Okay. Now that's something, wasn't it? We might be an athletic marvel after all. Even if we'd have to turn our brains off to do it. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. Now that's great news, isn't it? Let's go down the spiral staircase. Can we go up here? No? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, we go down. We also have more points now. Oh, we have 2 points. What could we use? I mean, I think drama is our lowest next to shiver. No, electrochemistry and endurance are lower, but endurance is kind of boring. It's useful, don't get me wrong, but it's not really that, you know, it doesn't spice up the playthrough all that much. We can heal ourselves, that's fine. Shivers is great though. Yeah, you know what? 1 point goes to Shivers. I really like Shivers. Pain Threshold would be good, probably. But we're not getting that one to a good point in any way, shape, or form, I think. We could use Drama, maybe? Or Electrochemistry. You know what? I'll save a point just in case we need it for something specific. I'm gonna save it for now. Anything else here? Okay, there's something on the ground here. A postcard, Martinez 98. Let's take it. Can we break that open? The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. But can we break it? No? Nothing else, okay. No, nothing else. That's okay. Maybe we're not... No, I think that's downstairs. But let's look down. Maybe we can find a way for Kim to enter. Ooh, there's plenty of stuff in here. What's this? Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe? This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Ah, there's Kim. Let's let him in first. Sure.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Let's push the doors open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the 2 metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
How did you even get there?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
Could have saved me the effort. Maintenance entrance, so pedestrian. At least now we know a quick way in and out.
Yes, we have an exit, so let's get going. Time to investigate these passages.
He peers into the darkness. Yes. Let's see then. What do we have here? A table turned over. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. That sounds pleasant and wonderful and everything in between. What do we have here? I'm gonna save the orange one for last. A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. Something in here. A jacket. +1 suggestion. Inter-esalary suit jacket. Sure, let's take that. Anything else? That's just the way back up. I see. Let's look at this. What do we have here? Old file folders in a cart. Documents silvery with mold. Pleasant. But to be fair, this probably gets a lot of moisture, so that makes sense. Yeah, there's water dripping down, sure. And here? In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Let's take a look inside. Medicine, maybe? A revolutionary hat. +1 to Masovian socioeconomics. Let's take it. I've been wondering where my Mazov hat is. Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months. Is that... Oh, it's a picture of Mazov. Hello there.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spiderweb in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Let's brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand. Grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Look, Kim, it's Comrade Mazov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
Hmm?
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
A long time ago? How long?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing.
He looks around.
I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
That's fair.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy. Could it be connected to the Mazov bust we found in the students' room?
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Okay, sure. Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Well, alright then. Let's see, anything else here? Something on the table? These pots and blades are full of dust and spider webs. The bed upstairs. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. And up here, that's probably where we yelled into. The same slit window you saw from the outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of
No.
the shot that killed the mercenary?
Too ground level, right?
This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out of.
Let's peek out.
Outside the window, the day is clear, and as mild as can be in early spring.
To Kim, could the killer have used this as a hideout? I mean, we've already talked about it. I'm just gonna exhaust the, conversations.
It's a great place to hide, and Mazovianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages.
Kim, I can't see the welling in rags. The shot didn't come from here.
Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like
The lieutenant's
sorry.
voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control.
In fact, I think we're done with this bunker. After you, officer.
Okay. Let's look further around though. Wait. Before we forget. After all, we now have all the political ideology clothes. Let's put on the Masovian hat. There we go. Items, that's just a postcard. A faded picture postcard from the end of the last century shows Martinez as it was before the revolution. It's the height of summer. Rue de Saint-Ghislain is teeming with parasol-wielding bourgeoisie, and wild pines, flags buttress the walkway. Nothing is written on the back. We have... okay, explore the passages below the FELD-Building. Check the island for bullet traces. Okay.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
This is an Ushanka, right? Pat the head. The hat.
Kraz Mazov would have worn this Ushanka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
Good. Let's keep it on for now. If we need other skills, then we'll put those on. That's no issue, but for now, we're sticking with the Mazov hat. Wait. There we go. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. Oh, there's plenty of ground under here, isn't there? Looks like a bit of a maze. There's footprints, so I'm gonna go the other way first. What do we have here? The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Then let's follow the foot tracks instead. Footprints, I mean. Boot prints in the sand. One of the soles appears more worn than the other. So the worn-off sole of the boot because of the sandpaper. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound. What's
There
this?
it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling, a ghost? Nothing, it's just my mind playing tricks. A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
I saw them too, footprints with the right sole worn smooth. Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
I saw them too, footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
We found out Everard's place to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it. How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smirks in the dark.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
We found out Everard's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it. I don't know. I don't know if we should. Let's float the idea, but I don't think we will.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
True.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Okay. Let's see, is Ruby here? That's where the thing collapsed. Right, there's stuff here. Coins. More coins, I assume. Who hides coins in oil barrels? Like, really? What's this? A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Okay.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
We sure are.
As she says the word, officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
I will not cover my ears. I'll stay calm.
That's an awful decision.
Okay.
Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency. Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency. Fat Angus said you had a pale emitter. You're using one of those devices used to send signals threw the pail on me. I saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
I'm a can opener, you know?
A pail latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pail more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pail, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Seems like it, yeah?
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it.